Minister Oli fled the country. Ministers were attacked. Former Prime Minister's wife burnt alive, and dozens were killed. Nepal just witnessed its biggest political storm in decades. Youth-led protests toppled KP Sharma Oli's government. Oli resigned, fled the country. The army now holds the reins. But this wasn't just about politics. It was years of frustration with elitism, nepotism, graft and joblessness. But it was all calm until an accident on 6th of September. The fall of Oli government wasn't just about a social media ban. At its core was a shocking incident involving an 11-year-old girl. A spark that set off nationwide outrage and handed Nepal's Gen Z the rallying cry they had been waiting for. Just weeks ago, in August, Harasiddhi, Lalitpur saw an incident that would ignite Nepal's unrest. A provincial minister's car hit an 11-year-old girl at a pedestrian crossing. Witnesses say that the driver tried to flee, but the locals caught him. The girl survived, badly injured. The outrage exploded when the driver was released just 24 hours later. PM Oli dismissed it as a minor incident. That was a breaking point. Photos of the bruised and bandaged girl went viral. Hashtags like Justice for the Girl trended nationwide. For Nepal's youth already fed up with corruption and impurity, this became more than an accident. It was a symbol of a system that always protected the powerful. As anger spread online, Oli's government had a choice: listen or clamp down. Unfortunately for him, he picked the second option. On 4th of September, the government announced a blanket ban on several social media platforms. Facebook banned, Instagram banned, YouTube banned. Overnight, millions of Nepalis were locked out of not just Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, but also WhatsApp, X, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Reddit, Discord, and more. In fact, a total of 26 apps to be precise. Now you'll ask what was left. Well, TikTok, Viber, and a few obscure apps that hardly anyone uses. The move that was aimed at silencing dissent only poured gasoline on the fire. Banning social media proved very costly for the Oli government, because we all know what happened next. By the 8th and 9th of September, Nepal's Gen Z had turned digital rage into a real-world action. Thousands poured into the streets of Kathmandu. Protesters stormed the parliament complex, the president's house, and even the prime minister's office. Government buildings were vandalized, symbols of state power toppled in hours. The protests turned violent. 22 people were killed. Ministers were attacked on the road, and former prime minister's wife was tortured to death by a violent mob. The Oli government crumbled under pressure. The prime minister and several of his ministers fled. Their whereabouts are still unknown. Well, now the army has stepped in to restore order, taking temporary control of the government machinery. Discussions are now underway to form an interim government. But the bigger question lingers. What happens when Nepal's restless, digitally savvy Gen Z decides it's no longer content with symbolic victories? For now, one thing is certain. An event many thought was minor has rewritten Nepal's political story. A little girl at the crosswalk became the spark. A prime minister's arrogance lit the fuse, and a generation's anger exploded into history. Nepal is no longer the same, and it's Gen Z that made sure of it.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.